So, can the Mark 7 Golf be a future classic? In 10, 15 years time, are we going to consider this car in that kind of bracket? Yeah, let's have a chat. You join me in my Mark 7 Golf R, my 2017 car. And yeah, just offer a really nice sunny drive, really. I don't know what these cyclists are doing, but you know, it just, I mean, yeah, okay. Let's leave them to join the M25. So, can it be a future classic? So this I was thinking about this this week, actually, particularly with everything going automated, everything going electric, losing that kind of, you know, even today I've started the car up, you just smell the petrol and it's just like, I don't know, it makes me smile anyway, it makes me happy. But yeah, it's amazing to be thinking about a car that's only 4 years old, or however long out of production, the Mark 7 specifically, is like a potential future classic. But the rate in which car technology is changing means that classics sort of appear very quickly, and this is no exception. Now you can look at other cars in this kind of bracket, and you know, you look at like you know, like the original Mark 1 Golf, yeah, other hatchbacks in the class, the Mark 1 Focus. There's some really cool cars which you just think, actually, those cars are brilliant. They really are, in terms of looking back on. Now, for me, in terms of the Golf world, being quite a VW channel anyway, I never really got into the Golf until sort of like the Mark 5. Mark 5, Mark 6, I know the Mark 6 was kind of similar to the Mark 5. But yeah, that's when it kind of took my fancy. And then the Mark 7 came along and I was like, wow, this is actually cool. It's a Golf that can actually drive pretty well. Maybe you have to get a GTI or an R, but you know, I certainly wouldn't say anyone who gets a Golf is completely boring. You know, it's a fun car to have. Now, it's not going to be long until petrol cars are not sold in the UK, and it's not going to be long until, well, yeah, cars like this are just going to be completely forgotten by younger generation. I sound really old. But the Mark 7, it really did change a lot of things. I think, particularly if I look at the performance kind of world, being in a Golf R, it set the benchmark. It was the car to kind of beat. And it was top of its class for so long. And I look now, and particularly the Mark 8 Golf R out, there's so many other great competition in that area. You know, you could have such a great time in like a Mark 4 Focus ST. You know, they're all such brilliant, capable cars. Whereas I think when the Mark 7 Golf R came out, it kind of had a class of one, mainly because of the price as well. And they're so usable, they're so dailyable, and if I look after this, I reckon, you know, I reckon it will keep me happy, keep me safe, keep me reliable for another 15 years. And I could still sort of commute in it. I could still kind of do the things that I want to do in the car, which is great. Could it be a classic? Could you look back and go, oh, that's a real mint Mark 7, in the same ways that you can think of other cars in that kind of bracket? I really think it can, and I think that this rate in which technology is kind of speeding on is going to speed up that process. Now, I may be biased because I'm sitting in a Mark 7 Golf and I've got a Mark 7 Golf oriented channel to a degree, but I do generally think I would love to have this car in 15 years time, and I'd love to shoot a video and say, yeah, this is a pretty special car still. It's got a lot going for it. Oh, is he going to a pub? Interesting. Wonder if they're open. I guess they are. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think it can be a classic? I'm asking you this one. If you look after these, would you look back on them in the same kind of way that I'm kind of thinking about them today? I'm going to say yes, because I just don't think there's going to be anything else like it. As time goes on, you know, these cars, they're just going to be completely forgotten about. Will you still be able to run them? I don't know. I'd like to think you can, personally. But yeah, this is just quite a casual point of view drive anyway. I'd mention that anyway at the start of the video. But what I'm actually going to try and do, I'm going to try and see some Porsches and McLarens. I know I come up here seemingly every week now, but it's only because I want to, see some nice cars, enjoy the weather, enjoy my car before things quickly change, and hopefully we can get to enjoy these things a little bit more. I would love to do some sort of like owners meet or something like that. That's something that'd be really, really cool. Yeah, quite just a casual, chilled drive that I hope you lot enjoy. Just missed the lights here. I always miss the lights here. Anyway, Mark 7 Golf in general talk aside, in the Mark 7 Golf R, and loving it. You know, it's so chilled. It's so chilled. And you can act like a little bit of a prat sometimes and just have a bit of fun. And then you just sneak back into this incognito kind of world. Not many cars have that ability, other than hatchbacks, I should say. They seem to do it really, really well. But let's see what we can find. Do you think we can find a Porsche? Do you think we can find a McLaren? Maybe. Considering I'm driving right past their dealership, let's see if we can. I hope we can. Don't see why we can't. Oh, so much fun. Hopefully the sun's okay. I do appreciate that it's probably quite difficult on the camera, but hopefully you're enjoying the drive anyway and the little bit of a chat. Do let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe I'm talking absolute rubbish in terms of this being a future classic, or maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, I don't really know. But yeah, I thought it was worth a topic of conversation. You know, I think my audience is very knowledgeable, and I'd like to know your thoughts on it, whether or not you think it will. Maybe it's just inevitable all old cars that you look after will naturally become classics. But I think with the community, and that's what I talk about a lot on my channel, that it's kind of built up with, this is kind of, yeah, this is kind of in that kind of bracket. Yeah, that's just what I think. I think there's so many people that love it, and for good reason too. Oh, we don't get days like this in the UK. If you saw yesterday, you wouldn't believe this is the same country, frankly. I think it will be. I think it'll be a bit of a classic. On the thoughts of cars, I do wonder about getting a second car. Maybe a little bit half for the channel, maybe also half for me as well, just for like something a little bit different. I mean, fundamentally you can only have and get so much out of a hatchback. It's still compromised by being a hatchback, and I think the R's done the best job about it. But I mean, you look at something like that blue 600 LT and those Aston Martins, and you think, yeah, they're pretty special. They got Well, no one's out, unfortunately. No one drives their supercars. But look at that blue McLaren. Wow, that looks special. 600 LT. I think that's the Spider as well. Yeah, that's pretty mad. Pretty mad. But then you've got Porsche, which is obviously the slightly more attainable sports car that you could kind of have. But I don't know. I kind of think, you know, I had a couple of experiences with Porsche when I went to their experience centre and I drove around in some of their cars. And sometimes they're very, very by the book, and it can get a little bit boring. And I think that's kind of the downsides of sometimes German cars. They don't really let you have all the fun you kind of want. I mean, there's nothing really there. Well, a little drive around the block. Around the world's longest roundabout. When will things start fully reopening again? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Really hope so. Yeah, I'm on first names basis with my room at the moment. Going on a little bit of a rant on technology. Roads, particularly in the UK, the whole network is not just like the electric infrastructure of the network in terms of it can't keep up with the electric cars. It's normal modern cars like this. I'd still consider this as quite a modern car. I know I've been talking about it being a classic, but it's still a modern car. You know, the roads are just shit. They're so bad. And it's like, I mean, you can't even see any lines, just nothing makes sense. And yeah, I just kind of think the rate in which car technology is kind of flying through the air, it's not really keeping up with the roads. I think they were saying in the UK every 65 years they want to like relay the road surface and stuff. Well, that's not really, it's not really quick enough, really. I just think for normal drivers and normal people, you almost need car technology to slow down a little bit, because not everyone lives in Singapore, where you have, you know, fantastic road networks and all the road works are done kind of in the evenings and all this kind of stuff. Fair enough, the cars themselves are like taxed to the next level, but you know, roads are just not like this. I mean, look, there's a pothole, there's a pothole. Count the potholes. Count the awful roads. It's just not good enough, frankly, for a nice car. I'd be petrified driving around in a Mark 8 Golf R, frankly. 45 grand's worth of car, which, yeah, forget that. I'll just pop a tyre in no time. Oh god, there's a little Mini. I'm gonna let the Mini go past. Hopefully it goes past. Come on, Mini. That's what an old car used to be like. Doesn't quite have the guts to catch up. I'm sort of like, overtake me. No, he's going behind. Fair enough. So what do you think? A bit of a ranty video, I know, but hey, lockdown and all that doesn't make people the happiest in the world. But you know, I for one think, as great as I see car technology being, you know, you could literally be driving around in a 2004 Ford Focus and you'd still be up to speed with the actual roads, if that makes sense. Oh, everyone's going slow. People out in some sports cars. First one, F-Type. People out in the Teslas. Couldn't think of anything worse than a sunny day to go on a cruise in a Tesla. That's just me. I love the original Mini behind me. I wish he overtook me. So small, but yet, you know, it does a job. Now, they are classics. Let's not get ahead of ourselves there. They are definitely classics. Will this Mark 7 be a classic? Well, you've just had a point of view from Sam, so let me know your thoughts. But yeah, a little bit of a casual drive. Enjoying the car, put it that way. Look at the roads, they're so sucky. Look at that, crap, 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 crap. And we're back to the speed limit. Boo. Well, that concludes my little drive, little spin round. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've actually got some really cool content coming up actually, and yeah, people who are familiar with Golf R forum on like Facebook and stuff like that, I've got a few, hopefully, a podcast type chat lined up with someone very technical, so hopefully that you'll enjoy that and you'll get some knowledge from that. But yeah, hopefully I can make those things kind of work and maybe more people can get involved in those as well. But hey, first time for everything. Hope you enjoy it. Nice Audi S4 there, saloon. Very cool. Loads of cars parked up. Lockdown's obviously over. Coronavirus is gone apparently. So yeah, we can all start living again. Not. Wow. Hertfordshire is... Oh, GTI looks tiny. Filled with cars. I may love my cars, but there's lots of them. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this POV. Give this a like if you enjoyed these type of POVs, and if you enjoyed the chat, let me know your thoughts in the comments about Mark 7s being a classic, and I'll see you again next time for another video. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.